All right, we can tell you the 22 of Jarrett Johnson has come back out on the track. The lucky dog, as we mentioned from Aaron's, goes to Kenny Wallace. He is now 5th. Last car on the lead lap behind Carl Edwards, Joey Logano, Chase Miller, and Mark Green. And the reason we're still under this caution is we've got so many cars that are multi-laps down. They're trying to sort it out in scoring.
Well, Marty, one thing I'm taking a look at it right now, young Austin Dillon, he is in 6th position, 1 lap down, and everybody behind him is 2 laps down, but he's marred back in the traffic, and his team is screaming at him to go around outside, but nobody will let him.
That's a courtesy call.
Yeah, and I don't think that's a bad thing either, because he's the first guy to get the lucky dog, and if they have one more caution, he's back in the hunt of this thing. He's probably being patient right now. Vince, what do you got going on with Austin Dillon down there?
Well, I was just talking with his crew chief, Shane Wilson, and he said the same thing. He said, you know, they don't really owe us the right to go around, but it would certainly be nice since we're a lap down and they're 2 laps down. But we laughed about the fact you're not going to get many niceties out here at this racetrack, that's for sure. But he's really happy with the job that Austin Dillon has done so far. Remember, he's just a young one, 18 years old, and he is making just his 2nd NASCAR nationwide start. So just keep his nose clean to the end, and they're going to be real pleased with him. Shannon?
Vince, Mark Green had to come back down pit road under this yellow flag. He had a right rear flat. Very disappointing for this 70 team. They had such a great run going. As you can see, they're back on pit road.
Doesn't
Pulling
sound
up that hood, taking a look at what's going on underneath that hood. I will check on to see what's going on with this, guys.
Oh, this is such a tough break. He was running in the top 5, one of only 5 on the lead lap, and it's not looking good at all.
And you can tell it doesn't look like the team's hurrying at all to fix this car. Obviously a major malfunction on this car.
Well, they're going to send him back out.
Does it sound like it's hitting on all 8 down there, Shannon?
Doesn't sound very good. Doesn't sound very good, guys.
All right.
I'm checking in with the team right now so I can let you know as soon as I get an update.
Okay, thanks. And we'll keep an eye and an ear on the 70 as we're still waiting for NASCAR to get everybody sorted out.
Okay, so we've got only 3 cars in the outside lane right now that are on the lead lap. Kenny Wallace, since he was a lucky dog recipient, has got to start at the longest line in the back. That's a rule. Yep. And now Mark Green has just had a problem, and he was the only other guy on the lead lap. So we got 3 guys in the outside lane, and you got to believe those guys that are a lap down are going to go for that top side of that track and get as many positions they can.
Good.
And here's Mike Wallace topping off. Now he is shown in 16th position. He's 2 laps down. But again, if he can
make it to the end on fuel.
Yeah, he could go to the end
if it goes green, and it has gone green so far.
Take a look at this, 136 laps into this race. Only 3 guys, or actually 4 people on the lead lap now. That is it. This baby's going to be a shootout right now.
When Carl come in and pitted, boy, it caught a lot of guys.
All right, looks like we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing because the pace truck has pulled in. It's a very short line on the left side of your screen. It's Carl Edwards, Joey Logano, and Chase Miller. And we're back to green at Memphis. Boy, Chase Miller's running up the track. He's got a problem.
Might have a flat right front tire.
So our 3rd place car is in trouble. David Rudiman's trying to get out in front and pull away so he can get a lap back if we get another caution. There's the 38 of Leffler as he's going around.
Okay, these guys are driving hard right now. These guys that are lapped down and watching them, they are all over the place trying to get as many positions as they possibly can. And that last time by, Jason Leffler's car's got a lot of damage on the right front fender. No smoke yet, but it's been in pretty good.
The 9 car, Chase Miller, you know, it almost looked like the guys might have had the tires on the wrong side. You can see the car's not turning as good as it should.
And that's Austin Dillon in the 21 right in front of him. He, of course, is now running in 6th position. First car down 1 lap.
David Rudiman got a good jump on a restart. Carl Edwards got way ahead of him. And now David Rudiman is listed as 1 lap down right now. So if the caution did come out right now, Dillon gets it, and Rudiman's the next one.
Which is extremely important with 140 laps incomplete as we're winding this one well past the halfway mark.
Well, these guys are racing right here.
That's what I was going to say. A lot of action going on.
There is.
As the 6 of David Reagan looks to be a little quicker than the 88 of Keselowski, but he can't do anything.
Oh boy, don't you know Clint Boyer's got to be frustrated right now. Way down at the points right now. This car's ill handling. Frustration setting in, and he is on the throttle. Those front fenders are bent up right now, and Shannon can't be a happy camper down there right now.
Rusty, they've been working on this car. They've been making track bar adjustments each time the number 2 comes down pit road. Clint Boyer was saying that he thought the car was starting to get a little bit better, a little looser. Right now, he just came over the radio and said, I'm plowing again.
It just makes you wonder what happened. Stephen Light drove this car and set it up, and he's a good little racer.
But they weren't fast.
Yeah, that's true. They weren't fast in practice and never could get the speed out of this car, but you know, like I said, Light's awful good. You would have thought he would have felt that in practice.
The points differential right now, 98. It was 196 when we started this race. Clint's having nightmares inside that cockpit.
We're going to have a point race here. This is good.
Yeah,
Bunch of guys around you right there. Just be smart with this thing.
I guarantee you, Richard Childress is sitting in Atlanta right now chewing his fingernails off, thinking, how in the world can this happen? How can I lose over 100 points, and I'm not even halfway through the race, and my car's still on the racetrack?
But he's looking at his grandson and saying, man, that kid's doing a great job.
You got a good point. That's probably who he's paying attention to. He's running 6, Austin Dillon, 1 lap down. Richard, he's looking great out there.
On board with Boyer right now as he has worked his way back to 22nd position. He's ahead of Brad Keselowski, who is 3 laps down. And there is your race leader, Carl Edwards, by 1 second over Joey Logano. Then it's Chase Miller in 3rd, Kenny Wallace in 4th.
You look at Logano running. Yeah, that's right. You look at Logano coming up. You know, there's an owner's championship in this too.
That's right.
Right now, it goes back to Joe Gibbs. The 2 car did have it, and that would have gave Childress 3 wins in a row. You know, if they win the owner's championship, that's 3 in a row with 3 different race teams. That's awesome.
But this baby's far from over right now. We do have 5 cars on the lead lap. Mark Green was able to stay out on the lead lap. He is right now in 5th. But he's coming into pit lane again, and that's going to take care of him. So he is going to go at least 1 or more laps down. And meanwhile, Carl Edwards, you saw the margin there as he is just on cruise control here as we are coming up to almost 150 of 250 laps.
Well, that last time by Carl Edwards was about 1/10 of a second faster than David Rudeman, who's out front trying to get one of those laps back right now. So they're both in clear track. And boy, Edwards just got a dominating car today.
Randy, we got another broken sway bar on the 70. That's the report from pit lane.
Really? These guys have got some huge sway bars in these things. And if you don't have the good sway bar arms or the time ends, they break.
All right, let's get an update on what's happening with Carl Edwards. Vince?
Well, it's been a dominating run for Carl Edwards as he's come from the back today. And you know, when you're a team that has a substitute driver during practice and qualifying as this one did, it was this man, Bobby East, who set up the car for Carl Edwards. And I can assure you there's nobody more relieved to see Carl Edwards running that car well than Bobby East, who Drew Blickensderfer, the crew chief, told me did a really nice job in getting this car ready for Carl Edwards here today. Blickensderfer told me, he said, we know we can win all the remaining races, but we need Clint Boyer to have some problems if we're to win the championship. But our job is to go out and win races. Let the rest of it take care of itself. And certainly the 60 team is taking care of business today and getting a little bit of that good fortune.
Well, and Vince, Halloween is coming up, and right now the 2-car Clint Boyer is having his worst nightmare as we've got a spin and crash down in turns 3 and 4. David Reagan was involved and Kevin Hamlin. So the 40 car has some heavy damage on the rear deck, and that will bring out our 4th caution here at Memphis Motorsports Park.
I hit or what. I don't know if we had a...
Let's go back and take another look. Reagan's in the 6th.
Okay.
See Marcus Ambrose on the bottom underneath David Reagan. And boy, it looks like Hamlin just got loose right in front of him. Spins, backs that baby up in the wall. Reagan's on the brakes hard. It looks like he may have a little damage on the right front, David Reagan. Let's take a look here.
Something looks pretty good.
Pretty clean right now, just a little bit on the upper part of the fender, but he did a good job getting that baby rode down.
Well, to watch him when he comes into pit road, if he locks his brakes up, he looked like he had a little too much rear brake. The thing just got real antsy on him.
Let's talk about what this means in this race. Carl Edwards is still out in front. We only have 4 cars, but we will get a 5th. It'll be Austin Dillon, the rookie, will get the Aaron's Lucky Dog free pass. Guess who's next in line? The only other car 1 lap down, David Rudeman, last year's winner. Okay, so nobody looks like they're going to take a pit stop here from the race leaders. So we'll take a break here as we're under our 4th caution here at Memphis Motorsports Park.